This week we sail to the extraordinary Satonda volcano, complete with saltwater lake said to have appeared after a monstrous tidal wave flooded it. But before that, we take one more look around the remote fishing village of Ijok, where we get a surprising and unique invitation. So this little village of Idjok, a typical village that you find in Indonesia, a fishing village. But the difference is that here they have loads and loads of animals. I mean, they've got dogs everywhere, cats coming out your ears, of course chickens, roosters, cows wandering between the houses. Yeah, it's a real animal-friendly place. Love it.
So this is why we love doing what we do, which is to just wander aimlessly around streets saying hello to people, taking photographs, and every now and then you stumble across someone who can speak good English, and it just so happens that we've bumped into Diana, her name is, and she's invited us into her little courtyard area to have a chat. Her English is superb, and it turns out she used to work at one of the dive schools in South Sulawesi, so she was dealing with tourists on a daily basis, and as a consequence her English is just brilliant. So it's great just to sit down and talk to her about the little village that we're in and learn a little bit more about her and the people of Ijok.
Okay.
And take photos. Oh. Do you think that would be okay?
Yeah, that's going to be okay. I need to ask some people here.
Do you know someone?
Hello.
You do? Yeah.
So we're having a very nice chat here with Diana, learning lots about her and Ijok. It's been about half an hour now, and during that time we have an audience.
Mereka mau ke Bagang siapa ada yang bagus?
We've met up with Diana, who we met yesterday. She's the local girl who speaks excellent English, and she texted me last night to say, do we want to go to the local school this morning? And we said absolutely, yeah, that would be great fun. So we're just walking through the village, and first stop is the vegetable lady. This is a different lady to the one that I bought my veg from the other day because he was a man, and she's well stocked, so we're getting lots of aubergines and local beans and what have you.
So is it cassava?
Yes, it's cassava.
So it's cassava and it's prepared to be eaten.
Sweet and you eat it.
So we can just add it to our curry.
No, you eat it raw.
Oh, you eat it raw?
Yeah, like a dessert.
No cook, no need to cook, this already cooked. Yeah. Natural cook.
Right.
Without fire, without boil, no.
What's this leaf?
No,
we in the way?
You have to go the other way. Go the other way. The truck driver, by the way, who wants to come down this road, could have gone down the next road, but instead he stopped and waited because he was just interested in the activities here. Now I have to say, in the UK you wouldn't see patience like that. There would be lots of beeping of horns and swearing and shouting. Well, in case you hadn't guessed it, we are now at the school, I think, and they are running at us. Look at this.
Indonesia!
Diana was keen for us to meet the school children who came swarming out to greet us. She explained that the English language used to be on the school's curriculum, but was removed. We don't know why. Being an English speaker and understanding the benefits of a second language, she was keen to continue the English lessons, so she volunteers to teach it at the school.
So my understanding is that at primary school they don't learn English, but I think at this level they do learn English, and that is why we are here. It is to help them practice their English. It's also a bit of a novelty, both for them and for us, of course. You saw how they came running out to greet us. They were told last night we were coming and they got very excited, which is so sweet, isn't it? But what we'd like to do is actually to go into the school and just see if we can, run a 5-minute lesson, or just try and encourage them, give them a bit of confidence to practice a bit more English.
After a photo shoot in the playground, we poked our noses into a couple of the classrooms until we were taken to Diana's class of 18 boisterous students. There we were asked to take some simple lessons.
Okay, everybody, in English. Yes. Indonesia.
It became clear quite quickly that a few of the students had a real aptitude for the English language. Interestingly, the girls were better than the boys. One of Diana's teaching strategies is to divide the class into teams and get them to compete with each other, often resulting in lots of shouting and much hilarity.
Diana's divided them up into teams and Liz has joined the team. She's helping them win.
One of Diana's punishments for the losers of the quiz, or indeed anyone who plays up, is for the individual to dance in front of the class for 10 seconds.
Well, it's now mid-morning, late morning, and the sun is well and truly up. Quite wisely, of course, all the locals are now hiding from the sun, but this is the best time to be drying their fish.
So this is Hati, and this is her shop, and she's been making us coffee all morning, which is really good considering it is Ramadan and they're not eating or drinking at the moment. And it's a beautiful shop. And you look a very beautiful face. Bagus.
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 Yes.
Bagus. Terima kasih. Thank you.
If you know Follow the Boat, you'll know we love the travelling as much as the sailing. And these kinds of distinctive cultural encounters are our reward for seeking out remote places like this. Getting off the well-trodden track and having access to a working fishing village like Ijok is what makes travelling in your own boat so unique. In fact, for us, it's precisely why we travel in our own boat. Jamie often says his favourite place is alone in the open ocean, surrounded by water. But the truth is, we couldn't be happier engaging with local communities and learning just a little bit about the people who live there. We should thank Diana for the invitation to the school, and also to Rule, Mastar and crew aboard the Bagan fishing boat in our previous episode. Their welcome made our serendipitous stay in Ijok one we will cherish for years to come.
2, 3, 4, 5!
Well, after what feels like a month, we're now finally leaving Ijok. Had a great time here, and that Bagan there, that's the one I spent 2 or 3 nights on for my photography project. More on that either later or perhaps you've already seen it. Right, slow 20 mile even, journey up to the next anchorage, which is on the northwest tip of Sumbawa. Weather's looking pretty dour, to be honest, not much going on. I'll come back to you when I've had my coffee.
Oh, it's a beautiful flat water to be leaving Ijok this morning. Lovely place, really lovely place with great people. It's Ramadan, so very quiet, but I imagine it's not that noisy at most times of the year. Totally dedicated to fishing. We saw the whole process. Fascinating, really fascinating. We've made some good friends there, and with a bit of luck we will pop in on the way back, but we'll see, you never know what happens in a sailor's life. So beautiful day, beautiful morning, got about 20 miles to go I believe, and leaving this extremely secluded bay, unbelievable protection. If you're ever this way, look for Ijok. It's in a little fjord off the Teluk Seli on Sumbawa. Fantastic all-round protection. We're going across the bay to the new place, and as we leave
Mount Tamaran has poked its head through the clouds. Now this is the volcano that caused the 1815 wipeout around the world. Well, not wipeout, but you know what I mean. It's the one where it was winter for a year. Biggest explosion in history. Wiped out 30,000 people here, right here, and caused devastation all around the world. And there it is, it's right there. It's quite humbling being here and being able to see it.
We're now in the Bay of Teluk Sali, which is the big bay 30 miles across inside Sumbawa. We've got some strong currents. The speed's picked up quite nicely, but we're steering about 30 degrees off course. But as I'm here, we can see Mount Rinjani, which is Lombok's mountain range next door to Sumbawa. But we can also see the volcano on Bali as well, and not forgetting the biggest volcanic eruption, which was on Sumbawa, and the mount is called, Liz? Sumbawa Volcano? Tambora. There we go. And we are heading to, we've decided we're going to go to Satonda, which is a little island, and I remember passing this when we came down this way, 70 miles away. It's a perfectly round little volcanic island. And if you look at it on Google Earth, it looks like a James Bond villain island. Hopefully the weather's going to be pretty benign because there's not much protection there, but we thought we'd just go and sniff it out since it's just up there.
We said earlier that having a boat allows us access to hard-to-reach villages, but how about difficult-to-get-to natural wonders of the world? Satonda Island is said to be older than Mount Tambora, the neighbouring volcano that erupted in 1815 and put the world into darkness for a year. Surrounded by vast coral reefs, Satonda was designated a marine national park in 1999. Anchoring there is tricky, it's unprotected and there isn't much room. Can you hear that? That's nothing. It's just the sound of nature. We came onto the island of Satonda and we've walked through and over the shallowest bit to the lake. The lake is, guess what, do you reckon it's fresh or salt? Well, apparently it started off fresh, and then in 1815, when the nearby volcano of Tambora, when that exploded, it sent so many tsunamis and big amounts of water through the sea in this area, it completely filled the caldera. So now it's saltwater, and it has remained saltwater ever since. So quiet. Once upon a time, there was a resort on the island, but when we visited, the area was tended by one man and his son. The saltwater lake is a short walk from the jetty and is around 77 hectares in size. The crater lake itself reaches a depth of 69 metres in places and was formed more than 10,000 years ago. The views from any aspect are of course stunning, and access to the eastern rim of the caldera is possible via a pathway that runs up the edge of the steep slope. If you find yourself at Satonda and would like to marvel at the lake and surrounding mountain, we recommend making this 20-minute hike first thing in the morning. Any later and the heat is unbearable. Timing a visit to Satonda by sailboat can be tricky due to the lack of protection. But with the transitional weather on our side, we enjoyed 2 tranquil days and nights in this rejuvenating, isolated place. It's an expensive schlep to get here for tourists, which keeps it remote. While we were there, no one else turned up except a couple of other sailboats which came and went. So staying at places like this is yet another reason to take your home with you and travel by boat.